Hello everyone, welcome to another After Effects tutorial. Today we're gonna finish that we left off last year. We made a tutorial in Photoshop, so we're gonna finish it in After Effects. I'm gonna use the latest version 2014. But before, I'm gonna show you the project that we're gonna be creating today. So this is the the tutorial that we're gonna be creating today, so you can just follow along and make the same. So let me just play it. Well, this is what we're going to be creating. Also, the project will be available to download. Of course, will be available for CC 2014. But I made another project. Let me just minimize this. And I made another project that also will be available to download. So let me play it. Okay, this project was made in After Effects except the title, so I will be making another tutorial in Premiere how to create this nice title with the texture inside. Those projects will be available to download. The bad news for you guys is it requires a password. In order to use those projects, you have to buy or have this pack called Infinity Growing Flourish. When you download the project, you will see something like this. Something like this. So it will be the name and the password will be the ID and the number. This is just an example. It's not a real password. So for the people who already buy the pack, I'm gonna send the password so you can just go ahead and download. Of course, will be available in my page, and here you can just download and start using it. For the people who didn't buy the pack, won't be able to use the projects. I'm not forcing you to buy the project. Also, you can buy another website. If you're gonna make the same project and you're gonna use the same Flourish, definitely you can go and buy on my website. I really apologize for doing this, and also I just want to thank million for the people who already bought the projects. Really, thank you for supporting me. So as I say, you can just go ahead and download this project and start using. I will send you the password because I have your email address. So let me minimize this and let me open up After Effects. Actually, as I said, we're using this latest version, which is 2014. We're gonna start making a couple folders first. My other tutorials, the first I used to do is have the folders in order to keep organized, So let me just make the folders. So I'm gonna make the way to make a folder is, just hit this create a new folder or the right click. Also, you can do a folder. So you just type. I'm gonna type clips. Okay, I create the folders. We have clips, comps, image, and make comps. After this, we have to create the composition. First, we need to select the make composition, go composition. It's not a basic tutorial. It's for people who already know After Effects. So if we go composition, new, we're gonna call this main, and 1920 by 1080. We're gonna do 40 seconds long, and hit OK. Once we have this, we need to create another one called new, and we're gonna call this camps holder. Now we need to import the image, so let me go and select the img. The shortcut is Command I to import the files. So make sure to have organized in a folder. I'm gonna be using those images, so let me just select. To select more than one image, you need to hold down Command and start selecting the image. So as I said, make sure where it says multiple sequences uncheck and then just open. And also we need to import the clips, so Command I. In order to make the same project, you need to download the package, the Flourish package, if you're gonna use the same project. So I already download and have my mother folder, Flourish, and we're gonna be using number 2, number 4, 10, 11, 12, and 19. There we have. Sorry, I forgot one more folder, so I'm gonna just make one more folder and call rectangle frames. Once we have this, we need to start creating the placeholder. So the way to create a placeholder is the same. Go new composition, and this we're gonna customize the size. So I'm gonna do 800 by 450. In case you are doing 4K, you can go any size you like. And also we might do like 8 seconds, so we're gonna do 8 seconds, and we're gonna call this rectangle frame 001. Hit OK. Once we have this, we need to create another one. We're gonna call vertical rectangle frame. We are not gonna add a number because it's only one, so we need to change the size, and width we want 450, and the height we need 800, and make sure it's 8 seconds as well. Hit OK. And also we need to create another, but before we create that, we need to create the heart placeholder. But you can create an After Effects if you are good using the pen tool, but I really suggest to use Photoshop if you don't know much about After Effects. And Photoshop, you can create and export as a PNG. Now, if you know how to use Illustrator, it's much better because you can import as a vector and then create a shape from the vector. That's the more important thing to use Illustrator. So I already created an Illustrator, and in case you download the project, also will be the Illustrator file. So I'm gonna just import this, into After Effects. So I go to my footage. When you download the file, it will be like this, Inside we have 2 projects, and just open this and you will see the Illustrator file, heart shape, and just import. Make sure it's import as a composition, and just open it, and you see it will create the heart. So let me just open the composition. If we see, we have the layer as a vector, so if we give a right click and create shape from the vector, and you see we got the shape. So let me just delete this. Also we need to delete this folder, make sure yes. Okay, and also I need to rename this as heart frame, and we also need to put in the rectangle frames, and there we have. Once we have this, we need to start duplicating depending on how many placeholders you want to have. In my case, I'm going to have like 6, so I'm gonna just duplicate them, before we before we duplicate, we need to do something else. We need to create the frames, and the way to create the frames is just give a right click, or you can go to layer, new, solid, and also you see the shortcut. So we are not give a name, so just hit OK. Let me just change the name, the color, so might be a little white, make sure it's capsized, and hit OK. And we need to add a mask. So the way to create a mask is just double click the rectangle tool, and we have the mask. And we need to go to settings, this drop down menu, and just subtract, and we don't see anything. And also we need to expand a little bit, so we need to expand -15 pixels, and there we have. Also we need to add a color. So before we add a color, we forgot to add a new layer in the main composition. So let's create a new adjustment layer actually, and let me just call this color changer. This is very important to have this because we will need this to change all the text color, the frame colors on the Flourish color, and the whole compositions. So that's why I really suggest to create this first and add the effect. If we go to effect, expressions, and add a color control, Once we have this, we need to call this frame color, and also we need to duplicate. The way to duplicate the shortcut in After Effects is Command D, Control D, and PC, of course, and we're gonna name this text color, and we need to duplicate one more time, and we're gonna name this Flourish color. Once we have this, we need to go back to my, actually, you know what, let me close all of those. Close this, close this, close this. Okay, if we go back to my project and open the rectangle frame 001, and we have the frame, it's white color. So we need to add, you know, if we go to preset, an effects and preset and look for fill, it's under the generate and just drag and drop. For default, it's red, so we need to change the color you like. So the way to change the color and link to my color change, remember we created in the main, is, you know, just pull this into the preview window. Actually, you know what, let me just close that again, because we need to, oh, come on. Okay, I'll go back to my project and open this and just pull, you know, make sure it's at the bottom, so just drop it. And you see we have two timelines. Make sure this open. Also, we're gonna just collapse this, which says effect, frame color, and text color, and flourish color. We need to change the color of the frame. So the way to change, let me just close the mask, go to effect, fill, and we need to hold down option and click, and you see we can pick whip to the frame color. So there we have, that's all you have to do. So now if we go to main, make sure it's selected. Actually, no, go to main, make sure it's selected main, and change the color. Let's say a little nice brown dark. I'm gonna use this in this tutorial, which is 31 F08. Okay, there you have. So if you see, we got the color. Let me just close this. You know what, go back to my rectangle. I don't know why I'm closing. Once we have this, we need to start duplicating this 6 times. Okay, as I said, you can duplicate more than 6. If you want more than 10, 15, you can do. We're gonna duplicate this 6 times now. So 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, plus this one we already have, so it will be 6. And also, what else? No, that's all we need for this. So we're gonna start animating. We're gonna start adding the image in each of those. So let me go first at the one and go my image and just pulling. Make sure it's on the bottom, and you will see the image in. And we need to scale down a little bit. So then just scale down a little bit. There you have. So now we need to open the second one. Also, you know, and just pull in the image. They have scale down a little bit. You know, that's the way to start adding the image. So let me just pause the video, and I'll be back when I add all the image and on the rectangle frame compositions. Okay, I'm back. I already add the image to the rectangle frame composition. So this is number 6. You see, all of them has different images. All right, so we're gonna work with. You know, the last one is we didn't add. Then here is the same thing. We need to create a new solid. Make sure it's white. We are not gonna give the name, so let me just also go and click the mask. You know, go mask settings and go subtract. And also we need to spawn negative 15 pixels. There we have. And also we need to change the color, the same thing we made at the first composition of rectangle frame composition. You know, same. Let me just pull into my window preview and go back to my main. Make sure the color change is selected. You know, open the effect, fill, and then just holding the option, click and pick with the color to frame color, and you will see it will be the same color that we have before. All right, and also we need to close this. Once let me close all of this. Actually, you know, go back to my project panel and open this again, and I need to add the image as well. So as I said, we go 11, I guess, and let me just pull in. That's it, and scale down a little bit. All right. So once we have this, I need to close this, go back to my heart frame. Let me see where we have actually in here. It's a little different in here. We need to have two of this. Those, you know, as I said, is Control D as a David, and PC, Command D, and Mac. So also we need to add the image in between those layers. Let me just drag and drop the image. There you have, it's a little bigger, so we need to put this into the mask, you know. So let me just click with its toggle switch mode, and you see actually, you know, where the image layer is, it says no, and we need to put in the alpha matte. So there we have. Also, we're gonna scale a little bit down, and we need to scale the mask a little bit also. So let me just drag, so, you know, leaving this nice frame. And also we need to add you know, the color to the frame. So let me just add a fill, and the same thing, we need to just drag and drop into the preview window and make sure the main is selected, also the color changer, and we're gonna do the same thing. So let me just collapse this, you know, effect fill, holding down Option, Alt and PC, and pick whip this to the frame color. Okay, let me just rename this because it's not saying color, it's color. All right, if we go back to my heart, it's the same color we have. So I'm just close this. Once we have this, the second step, I guess, we already have the frames, and we need to start working with the compositions. So let me go composition, and we need to create a new composition. So I'll go comp, new composition, and here we're gonna call comp 001, and make sure it's, you know, it's 1080. So we got 1920 by 1080, 8 long. All right, then we click OK. We need to start pulling the frames. So the first we need to pull, you know, the heart, and the second we need to pull this frame, I guess. So I think the heart's a little bigger, so we're gonna scale down, and also we need to put it on the top, I guess. There we have, we need to align a little bit this, and also we need to add a title. So let me just go to pick the text tool and call I love mom, I guess. Nice, yeah. And also we need to do the same thing we did with the frames. So just add the fill color, and also we need to import the Flourish. So let me go back to my clip and drag this into the timeline. Make sure it's all the way in the bottom, and let me see what we have in here. There you have. Also we need to extend this same length, so let me just close this, you know, make right click, go time, enable time remapping, and you can extend the same length. Actually, you know what, let me just put this you know, actually, you know what, let me put this 1 second long, and so we can have, actually, there you have, and just extend this. Beautiful. And also we need to have the same start the text, actually, you know, to cut the layer is Option and the bracket key. In this case we're gonna use the left bracket key, and there we have. And then we're gonna add the effect to, actually, you know what, before this we need to add the effect, color effect, also in the Flourish. So let me just drag and drop, and there we have. And then we need to do the same thing we did to the rectangular frames, is link the color. So let me go effect, fill, and go color. Make sure it's, this down here is open as well with color changer, and just holding down Option, Alt, and PC, and pick whip this color to the Flourish colors, and there we have. And so let me see if we see what color we have right now. Also we need to do with the text. So let me go and see the text effect, fill, and hold down Option and pick whip this to the text color. All right, for now with all of them in red. So if we go to color changer, and when it says color text, we need to pick the same color we have in the frames, this one as well. So I think we change the color. They have. So the next step is we need to add the effect to the text. Actually, I'm using the After Effects animations, pre-designing in After Effects. That's cool. There's a lot of animation you can start playing with. So if we go to animation preset, go to text, and go where, which one I'm using, the miscellaneous, and you know, I'm using the roll bounce. So just drag and drop, and there we have. Nice. Actually, you know what? Let me just put this down in the wait a second. Okay, put this down in the timeline and see what we have in here. Actually, you know, we need to align the flourish. So let me just select the flourish. We might need to have to the left and scale down a little bit. Just, you know, make sure to watch this part because I'm gonna just duplicate. So let me just rotate, hitting down the R key as a rover, so you can rotate as well. And just move to the left a little bit. Let me just align all of them right there. So a little bit down. Okay, so I think there we have. You know, can actually, you know, yeah. And so what else we can do in here? Before we proceed, we need to have 4 of those. So let me go back to my comps and start duplicating. As I said, it's Command D, or you can go also edit and duplicate. You see, this Command D is the shortcut, Control D and PC, of course. And then we'll start duplicating 4 times. So I mean 3 more times. So 1, 2, 3, and then we have 4 comps. So the only thing we need to do now is, you know, change the second one. We don't need the same placeholders and the text and the flourish as well. So, and here, just pay attention. We need to just delete the frame first in case you using different image and the heart. So also you can delete the heart and, you know, just pull this. We got the second one in here, and we got the third, and just pull into. Actually, you know what? Okay, so we're gonna just align this a little bit there, and this one right there, and we might need to rotate a little bit both of them, you know, and just make nicely, and rotate a little bit actually right there. And we might need to put the heart on the top. So let me just put on top. And yeah, looking good, I guess. And the text we might need to pull a little bit more to the right there. And also we, actually, you know what? Let me put the text. Okay, and also this a little bit to the left, and then we might need to change the text as well. So let me just change the text and say best mom ever. You know, you can put whatever you want. So if we see, we have different title. I think we're missing the B as a boy, I guess. So let me see. Okay, they have. Now we need to change the you know, the flourish as well. So in here, the way to change the text of the flourish is you don't have to delete. When you duplicate the comps, you don't have to delete, because otherwise you have to add in the fill, cut in, add in the effect, you know, so we don't want that. We don't want to spend the time. So the way to fix and have the same effect is just make sure it's selected, go to clips, and, you know, holding down option, just drag and drop on the top the layer you want to place. So you see we have another different flourish. So let me just rotate a little bit as well. So let me rotate. Also we need to pull this, as you know, pick the selection tool, just select and pull a little bit down. As you know, right there, I guess. So let me see what we have in here. Is, you know, I think I like that. Actually, I don't know. We might need to put this behind the heart to grow this side. So let me see what we have. And so let me just, where's the heart? Okay, and rotate to the right, I guess. Actually, it's not this one. Make sure to select the Flourish and rotate a little bit, and just pull into, behind the heart. Yeah, I guess looks nice. And there we have. That's the way, to change all the image, the frames, placeholders, I said, and the comps. So I'm gonna pause the video. You have to do the same. Just open the comp 03, delete the frames, and then start adding different frames, placeholders. I'm sorry, and the same thing with the comp 04. All right, I'm here back. I already changed all the placeholders and all comps. You see, we have the comp 04. We got comp 03, comp 02, and comp 01. And we have different, as you see. All of them has different text, different flourish, and different placeholders. Once we have this, we need to start adding the animation. We need to animate first the heart end, and then the placeholder, and the frame, I guess, this rectangle frame, and then the flourish grows, and the text as well comes in. So that's why we put 1 second long. So the way to animate text, we're gonna use expressions. If you don't know much about expression, I highly recommend you to visit those websites where you can learn the basics, animations for After Effects. There's a bunch of websites you can learn, but there's what I found, where to learn a couple animations, the basic. And also over here, I had another, let me see what I have more. I thought I have more page. Actually, oh, here's another one. And adobe.com, you can just type After Effects expressions, and this page will come up. There's also the basic expressions. You can start, you see over here the layer, the transparent position. You can start adding expression is the better way to make animations After Effects. So I really recommend to check this, and also look on Google for more websites. Okay, for this tutorial I already wrote the expression that we're gonna be using, but before I forgot to mention something. For the people who downloads the project, need to use the iZip, because otherwise they won't be able to unzip the file. So I really recommend. I was trying all those, but the best I really recommend is this iZip. This is the best I'm using, and works good. And also it's free, so you can just download and this for Mac application. And for PC, you can use the WinRAR or WinZip. You have to pay with WinZip, but it's the best choice you can use. All right, so the way to animate the frames, the heart, let me see. Actually, let me see. Yeah. Let me see what we can do in here is animate the heart and the placeholder rectangle frame. And so I already have the expression, and go to my downloads. When you download the projects will be in there, of course. Let me just open, and you see here we got the code. So let me just copy and paste. So let me just select copy and minimize this. If we go back to my composition 01, we need to animate the heart first, and the way to animate and add this expression, we need to create a marker and the layer. Depending on layer you're gonna animate. And here, if you're using laptop, the shortcut is Control plus 8, number 8. If you're using the keyboard, the normal keyboard, the shortcut's asterisk to add a marker in After Effects. And all versions, if you're using like CS3, I don't know if it's the same thing. I don't remember honestly, but in this latest version, it's Control plus 8, number 8. So make sure to select it and holding down Control plus 8, and you will add the marker. And also we need to hit the A as Apple, and the anchor point, holding down Option, and then click, and we need to paste the code. You see, so let's see what happens. So the heart start jumping, and here let me see what we have. Actually, you know what, I'm not really good at expression, so I'm not well, so but I try looking, trying to do my best. That's what I was searching on Google. So we have the frequency and amplitude and decay. So the frequency is, how many times you want to go back and forth. So the higher number, goes faster. So you can just change the values. And the amplitude also is the amount how you want it moves or swing across the screen. The same, you can just increase or decrease the value of the number, whatever you want to call. And the decay is how quickly you want to dress the object. So in case has a higher number, so it will be jumping for a little more. So if you put like less than 1, so it will be quickly rest. All right, so it's not much to say in here. Actually, you already copied, so let me just close this. And the same thing, we need to go to the same the second frame, which is the placeholder. And we want first to animate the heart and then the placeholder. So we might go to half a second long, and then you just cut this. Actually, as I said, option, and the left bracket key is to cut. And also we need to add a marker, which is Control 8, and there we have, and just hit the A as apple, holding down Option, click, and just paste the code, and there we have. So we have the first placeholder or comp, and we need to do the same with the second one. Let me just close this, and we need to animate first the heart, as I said. So let me just go at the beginning and make sure selected, holding down Control 8 to add the marker, and the same, hit the A as apple, holding down Option, and copy and there we have. And the same thing we need to do this frame. I think we need to pull this frame first. So it's the same, go half second long and just cut, add hit the A and just holding down Option, Alt, and PC, and copy the code. And here we're gonna have an error because we haven't added the marker, so we forgot. So make sure don't forget to add the marker, otherwise you're gonna have this error. So let me just click OK, and we're gonna add make sure it's selected, we're gonna add the marker, and we fix this, and there we have the effect. It's nice. Actually, you know what, let me extend a little bit. This, I think it's too late to start, so just make sure selected right there, maybe. Okay, so also we need to move the marker. All right, there you have. Also, then we need to pull this in, animate this in, I guess. And the same thing, we might need to go right there and cut the layer, add a marker, and hit the A, click, holding down Option, and then copy the code. So you see, we have the animation. You don't have to do anything else. Just copy and paste the code, and change the values depending on how fast and how quickly you want to have the objects move in the screen. Okay, so let me just minimize this, and I'm gonna pause the video and gonna finish with the comp 3 and comp 4, so you already know how to add the marker. Hold it down, Control plus number 8 on the keyboard is to add the marker, and also hitting the A as apple to have the anchor point, and then just holding down Option, click, and you will have the option to paste the code. Okay, so I'll be back. I am here back after I added all the expressions to the compositions. This is the comp 004, so you see the animation. You don't have to do anything else, so just copy and paste the code. The same we did on the comp 1 and comp 2, so this is the comp 3. You see the animation, go comp 2, same thing, and comp 1. All right, so I think we're gonna close all this. And here, let me close this as well. I'll show close all this. And then we need to open the, if we go main comp, open the comp folder. And actually in here we did a little mistake, so we need to go to composition settings, and here we had to do 40 seconds of duration, so that's good. But in here we need to customize. We have actually, you know what, let me cancel this. Before we do this, we need to go to comps, rectangle frames, and add another frame called, let me just create one more new composition, and we're gonna call this main title. And title, make sure it's 1920, 8 seconds, that's good. And then also we need to drag and drop the clip. For this we're gonna add this number 19. If we see, actually, there it is. We need to scale a little bit down also, just make sure. And also we might need to actually a little bit up. Okay, right there. And also we need to add a big title down here, so pick the text tool and let's type happy Mother's Day. And let me see, actually, also we might need to increase a little bit the size, so will be 200 maybe. Beautiful. And also we need to align. If you don't see this panel, so you can go to window and you will see the align panels in there. So we need to align to the center that we have. Also we need to add the fill effect, so let me just look it up. So it's fill, it's under the generate, so let me just add it to the text. And also we need to add it to the Flourish. Once we have this, we need to do the same process we made on the rectangle frame. Remember, go make sure selected the main, also the color changer, and let's change the Flourish first. So let me just go effect. Actually, let me close this. Effect, fill. Make sure the color, holding down option, and pick whip this to the Flourish color. And so you will see we have the same color that we have in the rectangle frames. And same thing we need to do with the text. So let me just drop this down. Fill, effect, fill, color, just holding an option and pick whip this to the text colors, So we have the same color, I guess. So if we go, you see we have the same color. Let me just close this. Now if we go back to my comp holder, and we need to go to composition settings, and we need to do, remember we have the main title, comp 001, 02, 03, and 04 will be 5 placeholders. So we have to multiply, 1920 5 times, will be 9,600 if I'm good at math. Okay, so will be 9,600, and make sure it's 40 seconds. Okay, and then just hit, actually, we're good. So then we have, and then we need to start pulling the compositions. So we go project, let me just close this as well, and go to let me close this, and we need to go to comps, start pulling the, actually, where I have my main text, main title, here is. So we need to put this into, we can leave it in here. Yeah, we're good. So let me just pull the title, and as you see, we have in the center, but we need to the left side. So the way to align this, I found a nice trick, is if you hit A as a apple. So let me go and say 0x and 0y position, and you see, don't worry, we need to hit the P as a Pablo, and we need to go to position 0, and also we need to go Y position 0, and there we have. And we need to pull the the first comp. So let me just pull in, make sure it's on top of the main title, and go 8 seconds, because remember we have 8 seconds long all the compositions. So go here, you see also it's in the center, so the same thing, hit the A, go 0, 0, and then hit P as a Pablo or Pedro, and we need to see, so the other one was in a 0, so we need to go to this 1920, and the Y position 0. All of them must be 0, you know, and there we have. And the same thing, number 2, go frame 16, 15 seconds, of course, and let me see, it's in the center again, hit the A, and go 0, 0, and then hit the P as a Pedro, and we need to calculate, you know, a little math. We need a little mathematics, you know. So we have 19 plus 1920 will be 3,840. So let me see if we go 3,840 and see, and also the Y position must be in 0, and there we have. So then pull the number 3 into the timeline. Same thing, we need to draw for 24 seconds and see what we have in there. The same thing, hit the A, 0, 0, hit the P position, and this we need to you know, multiply 3 times 1920 will be 5,760 if I'm good. Let me see, and the Y position must be 0. Beautiful, I guess we're going good. So we need to pull in the last one, which is number 4. So just pull in on the top. Of course, we need to go to 32 seconds, and the same, we need to go, you know, anchor point 0, 0, and go position, hitting the P as a Pedro as, oh come on, I did it wrong. So let me just go back to, okay, hit the P, and this we need to go, you know, we need to multiply 4 times 1920 will be 7,680. all right, and the Y position 0, and there we have. Okay, we have aligned it to the place we want, and then after this we need to colorize this layer maybe to aqua, this I don't know, blue, green maybe, this one orange, oh, and this cyan. All right, so there we have. Just make sure and have you know, different colors. It doesn't matter if you want, of course. If you don't want to, the same. So going back to the main, and you see, and here we need to add a couple layers more, and right click new, we need to add null object, and I'm going to call this camera roller, and also we need to add the camera. But before we add the camera, we need to pull in the comp holder. See, here we go. It's a little bit, you know, weird because we don't see, actually it's not in the right position. So before we do this, we need to pull in the background as well. So you need to use any, I mean, if you want, you can use any other background, or just create a solid and create your own background. But in my case, I already have the background for the same project we made in Photoshop. I just exported as a JPG, sorry. You can do the same. And let me just pull in my background, which is on, let me see, go image, and you will see the background that I'm gonna use in this project, and just open that. Once we have this, we need to pull into my timeline. So there we have. It's a little bit smaller, it's not a big deal. So let me, same thing, we need to hit the anchor point, go 0, and also 0, and also we need to the position, you know, to 0 as well, and 0, and there we have. And then we might need to scale a little bit up, scale a little bit, there you have. And now also we need to align this comp folder. So the same thing, hit the A and go 0, 0, and also the position go to the 0 as well, and the Y position 0. And let me see what we have. So if we go at the beginning, and we have to showing the first placeholder, and we're going good. So then we need to add 3D layer to the camera roller and also to the camp holder. So let me just click toggle switch mode. You see, yeah, there we have. So let me just add a 3D, also the camera roller. And once we have this, we need to make a right click and add a camera. We're gonna use 50 millimeters for this project. So let me just hit OK. And also we need to parent this to the camera roller. And there we have. So now if we hit the P as a Pablo, so just move, you see, we start moving the camera roller. Okay, so let me just go back to, okay, so here also we need a little bit of math. We need to do is add a keyframe at the 0, and remember all the comps has 8 seconds long, so we need to have this static for 7 seconds and then roll to the left, you know. So if we go 7 seconds and add a keyframe and then go 1 second more, will be 8 seconds, of course, and then roll to the left. So the first, you know, I was calculating the first roll will be 2880, you know. So let me just go 2880. I guess you're gonna ask where I get those numbers. Okay, it's that's simple. Okay, so if I have a 960, I had a 960. Remember, let me just go back to and show you what I'm talking about. Okay, I had a 960, you see. So to this 960, we have to add a 1920. So if you calculate or, you know, make it math, 960 by 1920 will be 2800. I mean, 2880 will be 2880 pixels. You know what I mean? Makes sense or not? Okay. So 2880, and there we have. Now we need to go to, we have 8 seconds plus 7 will be 15 seconds. So let me just go 15 seconds and add a keyframe, and also we need one more to roll the camera, so it will be 16 seconds. So let me just go 16 seconds. Now we need to add to this 2880 pixels, we need to add 1920 pixels, so will be 2880 plus 1920 will be 4800. So if we click, you see, so we got the next placeholder. Same thing, we need to go 7 more seconds, so will be 23 seconds. So let me just add 23 seconds and add a keyframe and go 1 second more, will be 24 seconds. So let me just go 24 seconds and roll the camera to the left again. So now 4800 pixels plus 1920 pixels will be 6720. You see, we have the other one. And we have 24 plus 7 seconds will be 31 seconds. So let me just go 31 seconds. Add a keyframe and also 1 more second for the roll, so will be 32 seconds, and just roll to the left. So now the same thing, 6720 plus 1920 will be 8640, and you will see what we have in here. So let me see if we go back to the beginning or the start, you will see, you know, we have the first placeholder gets stuck for 7 seconds and then rolls to the left and appears the second placeholder. It's the same thing, you know. What do you think? Yeah, that's it. You see, that's the way to animate. So let me just pull this to 40 because we did a little longer this. Those are 8 seconds each. Okay, so there we have the last thing. We need to create a vignette. So let me just go to new, solid, and make sure it's black. We're gonna create the basic, I'm not gonna give any name, and just make sure it's camp size, and then hit OK. And also we need to add the Ellipse Tool. Actually, let me just double click. There you have, and we might need to invert this, and also we need to go to further a little bit. So let me just further a little bit. I'll show right there, and we might need to pass it a little bit down. So hit the T as a tone, and we need to play with the opacity, I guess, right there. So let me see what we have. It's looking good, huh? It's a basic and easy to animate, do this. Cool. So as I said before, if you would like to support us or just help us, download the Flourish and create the same project also. And as I say, I made the this project with the same assets and the same code, and also will be the same to change the text color and the frame color and the Flourish color, you see. So I'm gonna show you now what I'm talking about. So you see all this has different colors, so it's the same. You can just go, it will be the same, like this one. So let me go to main, make sure to put the let me put the color change to the top. So go to effect control panel, and you see if we need to, let's say I can change the frame to a different color, so it might be nice little blue. Let's all blue, blue, light blue. You see it changed the frames, and let's say you want to have the text different color, same, you might want to have a pink maybe, depending on your like. And so, and the same, the Flourish, you might want to have like, let's say green. So let's just make sure everything is working. So you see all of them in different colors. And so if we go the first second, and I mean first placeholder, so you see you have different color, green and pink. So if we go the second, the same, just with this we were able to change the colors. So that's the good adding the color changer master to change all. So it doesn't matter how many placeholders you have. So you see all them different. Okay, so I'm just gonna go back to my main color. Okay, so I want all of this the same color, and there we have. All the links will be available in the description, of course. You can just click and go to my page and download it. And as I said before, for unzip those files, it will require a password. So as I explained at the beginning, you need to have the Flourish pack. And if now if you don't want to use those projects, you just want to follow along the tutorial, of course you can use your own Flourish or image, whatever you have. Okay,